Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber doors. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber doors. "Only this, nothing more." Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore."
What's up, peeps? It's me, your boy MC. Lego Light is on. We are live-ish in the Lego Lounge. Peeps, what are we doing today? This is fake, by the way, just a prop. But we are building the Raven Bird by LesDIY. Well, okay, so I gotta explain a couple things. So I did not know about LesDIY. I'd seen them out there, but I didn't really know anything about them until a few weeks ago when my friends at Kirk Kim Bricks built this exact set. So yes, I'm kind of ripping them off. But and then I saw this, I was like, oh, I really want that set. And I started talking to them and asking them about it, and they kind of explained it to me a little bit. And I did a little bit of research on my own. So LesDIY, I'm sure I don't have this 100%, but I've tried to get to the bottom of it, both talking through them and just doing my own looking online. So from what I can gather, they don't actually come up with any sets on their own. Now that might not be 100% true, but that's the way I gather. They find mock builders and they produce the sets for them. So the creator of this set is Mock Sage. Set number is C1029, 357 pieces, the Raven Bird. But I don't know. The part I can't really figure out yet is how they choose the designs, the creators. I don't know if people submit to them and then they decide which ones they want to produce, or if they reach out to creators and say, hey, we'd like to produce your set. But ultimately, I believe, if I remember correctly, what Curtis and Kim told me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Curtis and Kim, I believe they use Go Bricks. But they produce sets for mock builders, which I think is really, really cool. So I saw them do this, and I wanted this set for two reasons. One, as from my opening, you can see this is my book. I've had this since probably high school, maybe earlier. This is a complete works of Edgar Allan Poe. I'm a massive Edgar Allan Poe fan, and The Raven is my favorite poem of all time. So the other reason is one of my favorite shows that I've been watching. I'm just going to go ahead and open this. It's not sealed. It just comes like this. But one of my favorite shows I'm watching right now is called The Sandman. And if you are not familiar, it's a Netflix show. There's only two series. Two seasons. There's only going to be two seasons. And it's based off a old DC comic from the 80s and 90s. We'll put this off to the side somewhere. But very, very good show. And there is a character in the show who is a raven, and his name is Matthew. So I am naming my set Matthew. But so there's no numbered bags with these sets, so I'm going to have to sort all these pieces. And also, there's no digital instructions, unfortunately. I guess LesDIY does digital instructions for some sets, but not all. And again, I don't fully know how they decide what. But I'm going to go ahead, pull some bowls over here. Actually, I'll just probably take a picture of all this to start. So, continuing on with my thoughts, you know, The Raven, as I was saying, is my favorite poem of all time. And I don't know how many people have a favorite poem, but I do. And it's The Raven. And, you know, I had a dream at one point in my life. And yes, if you guys know this poem, then you probably recognize the fact that I skipped over several stanzas. I didn't want to waste your guys' time reading half of the poem just to get to the very first part where he finally says, quote the Raven, nevermore. But once upon a time, I had a dream. Boy, I'm all over the place. I can't keep my thoughts straight. I had a dream I want to say it was in high school. It's been so long, I can't honestly recall. But I had a dream of performing this play live. And I want to say it was for a talent show maybe, but that doesn't even sound right. I don't remember. But at one point in my young life, I had this entire poem memorized, every word, front to back, top to bottom, and I had a thought of performing it. And, you know, the way I originally envisioned it is kind of the way the poem goes. So if you know the poem well, you know, the main person telling the story, it starts out just kind of simple. And then as the story goes on, as the poem goes on, he slowly kind of breaks down and gets a little more crazy. And so that's kind of the way I wanted to perform it. You know, start out sort of the way I did today. I didn't intend to do the goofy voice. I just did that for fun today. But, you know, start out calm, simple, and then as the poem goes on, he gets faster, he gets crazier, he gets more erratic, and it was such a big thing that I had built up in my head. And I don't even remember what I wanted to do this for or why, but it never happened. But I saw this set, and I said, man, I've got to do at least a little bit, because it's, to me, one of the greatest works of art ever written. I love it. I love the poem so much. I know it's kind of grim, but it's just a fun piece of art, and I love it, and I love to share it. So anyways, that's enough. Let me get these pieces sorted out. I am going to be working with paper directions today, and I do have to pick up my daughter in a couple hours. I don't want to kill too much time yatchin. Well, what does that word mean? English is hard, peeps. I don't want to waste too much time yakking. Whew. So, let me get to it. As if you guys have any control over what I do. I say some of the dumbest things, don't I? Thanks for coming back all the time, peeps. Y'all are the best. Woo! All right, peeps, there it is, the completed Matthew, aka Raven Bird, by Mock Sage, produced by LesDIY, and it looks phenomenal. I already knew it was going to be good because I'd seen Kirk and Bricks build it, but even more fun to build it myself. So just a quick review. I'm not going to go too deep. I'm not going to do a full video, but looks great. And by the way, the rock formation, not even necessary. I could have just had the Raven and I would have been perfectly happy. I'll have to go back and look. I ordered this a few weeks ago. So they ship out of China. I want to say I ordered it on October 1st, and I just got it in the mail yesterday. It's October 15th, so it took about 2 weeks to deliver. So just a heads up, if you decide to go to LesDIY and purchase this. By the way, Kirk and Bricks do have a affiliate link, so go check out their video of this build, and then in their description they have the affiliate link, which I did use. It helps their channel out a little bit. So please, if you choose to buy this or any other LesDIY sets, go show that channel some love. They are great people. Sidetracked as usual. Anyways, I didn't even need the rock formation. I could have been cool totally with the bird by itself, but the rock formation is just a little bonus, makes it just a little more cool. So it was kind of funny as I was building, you know, there's a lot of little one stud pieces, and some of them, for example, on the back here, just pull up this camera, let's see how well you can see it. You got all those little quarter moons or pizza slices, whatever you want to call them. And I was thinking, man, they put them side by side. They could have just used half moons to get that done. But then I was thinking afterwards, you know, no MC, that's actually really smart because you're trying to mimic feathers. And feathers aren't, you know, all beautiful, perfect. They just are kind of all over the place. So I was like, that was actually really smart. The way they designed that, that added a little more character to this build. Now, I will say, you got these, of course I changed off the camera again, you got these plates on the side. It's kind of hard to see. They just have a bunch of open studs. Maybe we could have thrown a couple of those quarter moons in there and add a little more rufflage to the feathers on the sides, but that's so minor. I love the way they have some custom pieces here. You can see on the side these big feather pieces, these big tail pieces. They look so good, and they went in so easily. I really enjoyed that. I mean, it looks like a Raven. It's so dead on. So looks, I got exactly what I paid for. And again, I'm not really sure what I paid for, so I'll have to go look that up and post it over here somewhere. But it was a really good price, I'll tell you that much. So appearance, spot on. I really like it. It came out great. As far as build experience, it went together really easily. The brick quality is great. I would say it's right on par with Lego. Again, I believe Kirk and Bricks said that these are Go bricks. They're dead on. They weren't too tight, weren't too loose. Everything just snapped together exactly how it should. Nothing is coming apart. Directions were very easy to follow. There was a couple color issues with like the dark gray pieces. So you had the light gray pieces, and then the dark gray pieces. The dark gray pieces, or I guess they were closer to a medium gray, in the directions kind of looked like brown, like a lightish brown, almost like a tan. But they also had light tan and brown pieces in here, so it was kind of easy to figure out what they were trying to show me. So yeah, overall, very easy, very fun build experience. No true issues until the very last step. And there's even a note in here. It says, connecting the Raven and base together might be a little tricky. You need to align the feet and the clips of the base. I suggest connecting the left foot, I think is what it's supposed to say, of the Raven first, and adjusting the right foot and clip accordingly. After mounting the Raven on the base, adjust the nails on the feet. So, yes, that was a bit of a challenge because you got all of this stuff going on, or all the little plants and stuff and the vines coming out of the rock formation that were making it a little bit difficult to align the whole thing. What I ended up doing is I literally popped the feet off of the bird. I got the feet settled in there first, and then there's just a couple posts coming out of the bottom of the bird that are your feet, or your legs rather, and I just shoved that all down into the feet, which was a little bit easier for me. This right vine here kept wanting to pop out, so that was ultimately my solution, was to get the feet in there, settled in the clips, get the rocks and everything perfectly settled, and then just pop the bird on there. But if you could, I don't know how well you can tell during the speed build, the bird stands up on the table. So you don't even need the rocks if you don't want it. If you just want to put this on a shelf somewhere, have like the claws hanging over the edge. Yeah, great. Value, again, I don't remember exactly what I paid, but I want to say it was like 4 or 5 cents a piece, somewhere around that range. I could be wrong, but it was very, very well priced. I really, really liked it, and I think it even had a 10 or 20% off coupon. So great. I wanted it. So again, I love the Raven. My favorite poem of all time. You know, the Sandman with the whole Matthew, one of the main characters. I just, it spoke to me. There's no real playability per se. The head does move left and right. I kind of wish they had just extended that where they had the little ball joint inside, the connector piece. I wish they had raised it up like one stud, and that would have given a little bit of up and down of the head. It doesn't do that. It just goes left and right. Not a huge deal, but that would have just added just a slight bit of extra. The wings, the feathers kind of move a little bit. You can kind of move them up, up and down, but nothing crazy. It's very, very basic, but it's just a display piece. So overall, really, really love this set. Again, great quality bricks, very easy to read directions. Everything flowed really well. I will say, when you're doing the rock formation, almost every step, you have to rotate the base and then rotate the base again and rotate the base again. I was like, oh my goodness, can we just build all this side? But, I didn't design this, so I'm sure the designer had a good reason for it. Or maybe that's just the way he built it. When he was building it, he was just like, all right, I'm going to add some stuff over here, and I'm going to add some stuff over here, and I'm going to add some stuff over here. I don't know. It was not that bad. It's just almost every step, there's a little arrows telling you, turn the base. But overall, had a great time. Again, a little bit of a wait. I'm spoiled. I'm an Amazon baby. I've been doing Amazon Prime for so many years. I do wish I had digital directions, but it was a small book. If this had been some big massive book, I'd have been upset. But small book, it was easy to work around. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So kudos to Mock Sage who designed this. Kudos to LesDIY for producing this. Thank you again to Kirk Kim Bricks for putting me on and letting me know about this amazing build as well as this company. So I'll probably be looking to see if there's any other sets I want to build again in the future. But I had a wonderful time. I would definitely recommend it to anybody that's into this, or again, they have so many different themes on LesDIY, castles and Lord of the Rings, and some of the sets are massive, and you can buy a section at a time if you want, or buy them all, but that'll get pricey. But again, the cost of the bricks is so much cheaper than you would ever imagine. So, all right, that's all I got. I'm at a point of rambling. So thanks for coming, peeps. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please do all the things. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, well, the Raven now has a name. It's not Nevermore. It's Matthew. Holla!